One of the most significant challenges authors and copy editors face is standardization, maintaining consistency of spelling, terminology, making certain that Oxford or non-Oxford comma is used throughout, and that every bracket is balanced throughout, is a daunting challenge for a human in a 300-page manuscript, but not for a computer. PubLEX is the perfect example of Apex's 30-year-old ethos, balancing the cognitive power of the human with the processing power of the computer. By using software to identify all variant types and systematically drive a copy editor to each one, he's then ideally positioned to verify the correct choice without missing a single instance. This ensures 100% consistency throughout the manuscript. Let's take a closer look at the program to see how this works. When the copy editor first logs into PubLEX using a link provided by PubHub, he is presented with the manuscript, but is required to first execute all of the standardization steps of PubLEX before he can copy edit the manuscript. The taskbar shows the 4 standardization steps: spelling, balanced items, comma-separated lists, and word pair standardization. These steps have to be executed in order, following the forced march model. You see that the language specified for this manuscript is U.S. English, so PubLEX uses Word's inbuilt dictionary for U.S. English and its spelling functionality. Notice, however, that the interface is different from Word's standard spell checker. It's a protected PubHub interface, which ensures that only spelling corrections are allowed in the manuscript. Nothing else in the manuscript can be changed. Also worth noting is that PubLEX excludes all the parts of the manuscript that should not be spell-checked, such as tables of content, computer code, quotes, extracts, etc. The first word identified by PubLEX is industrialized. The left panel shows all instances of the word. There are 5. Because this manuscript is in U.S. English, I know to change all instances to the U.S. suffix IZE. The change is reflected in the left panel, and all instances are grayed out. The count of processed instances has changed from 0 to 5, indicating that PubLEX has logged the copy editor's choice. Also note that the progress bar in the upper right corner has gone from 0 to 62%. This progress bar gives the copy editor feedback on the amount of work left to do. Once all spelling corrections have been made in the manuscript, PubHub drives me to the next step, balanced items. One of the crucial aspects of copy editing a manuscript is verifying that all quote marks, apostrophes, opening brackets, and parentheses are balanced with the matching closing mark throughout the manuscript. PubLEX pre-processes the document to identify all of the variants of quote marks, apostrophes, opening brackets, and parentheses by searching for all of the Unicode values. This is critical. The author, or in contributed works, the different authors, may have used different characters to represent these punctuations. PubLEX drives the user to every instance of balanced items, starting with double quote marks. Correction options are shown in the panel on the right: open mark, closed mark, straight mark, edit, or skip. Here, the mark before good is a close quotation mark, which is incorrect. So I select the first action button to change it to an open mark. PubLEX takes the user to the next instance. The second instance is the closed quotation mark after good that balances the opening mark we just fixed. We confirm this by clicking the second action button. After all instances of the double quote marks have been processed, PubLEX serves up all instances of single quotation marks. In serving up single quotation marks, PubLEX ignores unambiguous uses of single apostrophes, such as in Matthew's laptop. But a single quote mark that comes at the end of a word is not necessarily a possessive apostrophe. Therefore, any instance like this will be served up to the copy editor. On quickly reviewing this particular instance, We can visually determine it is used as a possessive, and so we confirm the choice, and PubLEX moves us to balancing brackets. We can see that there is only a closed parenthesis after SDG, so we need to add its corresponding opening mark. So we click Edit, which opens up the manuscript and highlights the pertinent paragraph. The copy editor is only allowed to edit within this paragraph. PubLock prevents editing in any other location of the document. Once we add the opening parenthesis in the correct location, we click outside of the highlighted area and are returned to PubLEX. Note in the upper right corner that the convention for this manuscript is Oxford comma. Because this manuscript requires Oxford comma usage, PubLEX drives the user to every instance of non-Oxford commas. Clicking on the highlighted text opens up the manuscript in such a way that we're able to add the comma. No other edits are permitted. Click outside of the highlighted text and we're returned to the PubLEX interface, where the change is immediately reflected. As this is the only errant comma-separated list, we will move on to word pair standardization. During word pair standardization, PubLEX searches for all variants of every word pair throughout the manuscript. Stop words, references, quoted material, etc. are excluded. PubLEX displays the number of instances of each variant and displays each instance in context. I decide that I want to use worldwide without a hyphen as the default, so I click it. This shows all instances where the original was replaced with worldwide along with text boxes. Reading the context, I realize that the first instance should have been two separate words, so I uncheck the box, and the instance reverts back to its original form. Seeing that the subsequent two versions were correctly changed to the single word worldwide, we can click Done. This returns us to the PubLEX home screen. It is important to note that traditionally, copy editors did everything I've shown you entirely manually. Based on our experience, a copy editor spends about 40% of their time on standardization. That is, anywhere between 12 and 20 hours for an average book. So you can see how much time PubLEX saves and dramatically improves quality as it ensures 100% consistency throughout the manuscript.